but we also deal with real estate and business law. And it's interesting because we had a big case in the news this week. I don't know if you guys follow the news, the stuff that they put out there. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Apparently, it's bad to have a lot of money, right? Depending on who you are. So, like, if you made your money, get this now. This is you watch the news, see if this is maybe I'm going too far here. Am I going too far? Never. I don't do that. But what if? But think about it. So, what if you made your money not by creating jobs, not by building stuff? Imagine you made your money because you head faked, oh, I don't know, let's say the British, right, into currency and stuff like that, right? And you made a gazillion dollars, like cornering the market on British guilders or whatever they call their money over there, shillings and what have you. What if you made billions of dollars that way, right? Lots and lots of money. And then you said to yourself, I want to make the world a better place. Yeah, I want to make the world a better place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and the cheapest politicians you can buy in America are district attorneys. Because guess what? Everybody wants law and order, right? Everybody wants that. And so nobody really fights about law and order and whatnot. Everybody thinks law and order is a good thing. So it would be cheap for me to, it'd be inexpensive, relatively, right, to go and buy myself some district attorneys. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll go buy some district attorneys. I'll put my money, and it won't cost me very much because I'm a smart guy. I didn't get my money by being stupid, right? I got my money by being a smart guy. So, cheating the British out of their money and what have you, shillings or guilders or whatever they call it, shekels, I don't know. Anyway, so that's how I got all this money. And now what I'm going to do, because I'm such a good, Jesus said, let the prisoners go free. And so obviously this is a very Christian thing to do. So whenever anybody gets like in prison or something, right, I'm going to let them go. And I'm going to hire people who will let them go because I'm such a wonderful human being. That just shows what a humane person I am. So if you're, if you're shoplifting, hey, that's no problem. I hear from a New York politician anyway that it's important to let people who are shoplifting go because those people are, what did she say? Oh yeah, they're like stealing bread, for their families. It's kind of like, do you ever see that cartoon movie Aladdin? Remember, not the live remake, the original cartoon with Robin Williams. It was really funny. And the Aladdin guy, the guy you're supposed to be a hero, right? And what did he do? He stole bread. Why? Well, because he was hungry, and then he gave it to the little kids. It just shows you that people who steal stuff are really very good people, right? And you can understand that. And so that's why they're stealing the watches and the TVs and the jewelry and stuff, and beating up the cops up in New York because they're very good people. They need to get bread to feed poor people. And then they had some guy who was on this TV show. And again, I don't know if this stuff is true. What do I know? But they had this guy in the TV show, and they said, hey, you got all these organized gangs in this one city, right up in the Northeast, right? And they like steal stuff and beat up cops and stuff like that. And that's where they get their money. But you know where they go to spend it? You know where they go to spend it? Florida. I guess it's warmer down in Florida, but so it's nice down in Florida. Plus, and the one person on the TV, they were like, well, jeepers, why don't they just steal it in Florida, save themselves the price of an airline ticket or driving or something? You know what I mean? Going out in Florida all the time to spend money. And this guy said, well, in Florida, you steal stuff, they lock you up. But they don't do that in New York, thanks to this very generous, humane fella who made all his money with currency flip-flopping and stuff like this. And this guy's a very popular guy, very, very popular. I wish I could remember his name, but anyway, and he's very old, and that's what I'm saying, elder law, and it's like, well, jeepers, if you're going to hire a whole bunch of, plus he just bought like 250 radio stations or 200 radio stations or something like this. I don't know. I don't follow the news that much, but anyway, he bought all these radio stations, and so now his very charitable message, you might even say liberal message of let the captives free. Don't even make them captives in the first place. Come on, because it's kind of like your savings. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you piled up this wealth, but is it really yours? Shouldn't you, repair, because you took advantage of other people to get that. You know what I mean? That's what they're teaching them in colleges these days, in case you didn't know that people who work and save and stuff like that, they didn't really earn it. You know what I mean? They did it by oppressing other people. You're an oppressor. Did you know that? Yeah. And anyway, so there's rich people who finally got the message, right? They finally saw the wisdom of that. Now, how wise isn't that? If you make your money, let's see, you make your money not by building stuff, not by hiring people, but by playing games in the currency markets against the British, which is sort of like stealing candy from a baby, wouldn't you think? I mean, it's so easy to take advantage of those characters. They talk funny, and they don't have dentists over there, is what I understand. So you made gazillions of dollars from doing that, and then hey, you just wanted to help out. You know what I mean? And let the prisoners free, and don't lock them up in the first place. And so, let them. And besides, I heard on good authority that burning down police stations and stuff, at least in Minnesota, well, that's just what people should be doing, because I don't know, there were reasons for it. I forget what the reasons were, but certainly, because oppression. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, we got that going on. So don't worry about the elder law, right? It applies, and there's other older people out there. It's not just the gazillionaires who are hiring people to basically put thieves, muggers, rapists, murderers. They put murderers back on the street. That's okay. Hey, just put them in another sanctuary city, because that's what sanctuary means. It means like a saving place. Isn't that positive? Very, very positive, I think, to be saving people. I think that's very good. Very good. So if you make $1 bazillion by basically playing numbers games in the currency markets, and you spend some of that money on buying district attorneys across the United States, well, good on you, mate. That's just wonderful. It just shows that your heart is in the right place, because you're making sure, like, let the captives free. I think that's just that. Isn't that just? I think that's just the most wonderful thing in the world. So anyway, there you go. That's a little bit of, well, we'll come back to it, because there's some other things in the news involving some elderly people. And when we get back, we'll talk about that as well.